Okay, I can't lie. I like playing bad games. I don't understand why, but it's like I have a magnetic attraction to them. Sometimes, scary enough, I even like some of them. I've already reviewed a few, like Caveman games, Home Alone, and Line of Spacehead. Yep, fuck those games. However, I still have a few more planned. Games like Revelations 2012, Town Country Surf Designs, Infernal, and Krusty's Funhouse are all games I want to review at some point. Maybe because I'm being held at gunpoint to do them, or maybe just because they're that bad. But it's time for Spider-Man Return of the Sinister 6. You'd probably think that being a Spider-Man game, it should be setting the stage for something that could be really kick-ass. Shooting webs at enemies, swings from building to building. It just sounds like it should be a masterpiece, no? Well, let's just say the game doesn't live up to anything Spider-Man should be. Naturally, you're taking on a different bad guy in each stage. It would be a good idea, but the environments start looking recycled way too early in. Stage 1's basement and Stage 2 look identical, other than the color used. Once you get to Stage 4, it starts looking off like 1 again. For 4 stages, the environments really need to look the same? What the hell? Where's the creativity? Second, the visuals are just plain blah. Look at the first level. How the hell are you supposed to know what is an obstacle that you need to jump over, or what is just background material? Same applies to different areas. Some areas have at least some color to them, but in later sections it's like someone didn't want to use the brush tool in MS Paint, instead just clicked the fill bucket and went nuts. Too many browns and grays at the same time make this game look nothing more than plain ass dull. Just take Stage 3, which is Mysterio's stage. It starts off boring gray as always, but then soon after, you pick up what looks to be special glasses. I did a little bit of research, and they're supposed to be IR goggles to allow you to see enemies in a certain room. However, enter this room, and holy shit, did this become a freaking Virtual Boy game? Thankfully it's only for one screen, but was this really necessary? Did we really need a room that required IR goggles? And if so, did we really need to make the whole section freaking red and black? Didn't LJN know how to use colors properly? The answer to that is no. Even Spidey himself looks lazily drawn, as if the artist couldn't give two shits about it. The enemies aren't very detailed, and once again, are typically only 1 or 2 colors. This might not necessarily be a bad thing. Characters in games don't always have great color variations, but I think most Atari 2600 games look better than this in terms of color. Alright, let's move on from the god-awful color scheme and on to another disappointing feature. The music. It starts off catchy enough with a great drum beat, but that's all it's got going for it. The other so-called instruments sound awful. To make matters worse, it pulls the same shit used in the visuals, in which it's copied from one stage to another. Stage 1 and 4 have the same music. Is it really necessary? There's only 6 stages, and although I can only get to the 4th, somehow I feel it's not going to be any better than the last 2 areas. I mean, shit, give me something more interesting to listen to, right? Let's move on to the other thing that plagues this game. It's a joint effort between the gameplay and the controls. For the gameplay, it's your standard action/platformer. The controls mar this experience considerably though. For starters, LJN decided to go ass backwards and make the B your jump button and A your attack. What the fuck? Is it really necessary to flip something that has worked for countless other games? I don't freaking get it. Someone just explain it to me. Anyway, your main attack is either a punch or a kick. To punch, you press A once. To kick, you press it twice. But it's not a standing kick. Oh no, it's a freaking jump kick. So you will move forward a little bit with it, and there's a good chance that by doing so you're only going to miss your opponent and possibly get hit yourself. As for attacking in the air, forget it. It's only possible if you have the webs available, but you only have limited shots of this when you pick up the power-up. So let me recap this. You can do a jump kick when you're standing on the ground, but you can't when you're jumping. Yeah, that makes a ton of sense, right? Oh, and you also must be standing still to attack. If you're running to an enemy and attempt to punch them in the face, Spider-Man will just breeze right by and ignore your plea to attack. Pretty pathetic superhero if all he does is run to and away from enemies. That's not the worst part though. At least fighting is still possible. The worst part of the game is the jumping and web slinging. Yeah, that's right, the part that should be the most exciting thing to do is just the most frustrating. First, the jumping. Spidey can jump pretty high. That much is a positive. On a negative, you can't jump very far. If you jump and hold down the left or right button, Spider-Man will leap, and then about 3/4 into his jump will hit a brick wall and just plummet to the ground. Whatever happened to momentum? Doesn't it exist? Well, I guess LJN figured the colors don't matter, so fuck momentum and jumping physics. But let's move on to the real ball buster. The part where Spider-Man swings from a string of web. Now, this should be the reason why people want to play this game, right? Well, by theory you're correct, but in reality that's the reason why people should frickin' stay away. First off, there's hardly ever a need to actually use the swing maneuver. If you are, it can be frustrating to get enough room to swing properly, and the controls don't make it any easier. First, if you hit a wall, or any platform you swing to, you'll fall. Second, swinging itself isn't exactly easy. In a game where they probably should have just used A, or, B, combined with maybe up, instead in this fucktastic control scheme, you're stuck with holding down B and then pressing A. Yeah, you hold down the jump button and then press the attack button to shoot out a string. Seriously, what the hell were the developers in this game smoking when they created it? It's not easy to use at all, and you have to get the timing down perfectly, otherwise you'll either not have enough room or miss the area you're targeting completely. So were there any positives to this game? Well, I can think of one: enemies explode when killed. But that's about it. You do get one continue, and that's it. But that brings me to one final point: your energy meter. You see, you have 4 bars, but you can take a few hits before you lose a bar. If you lose them all, you die. There are no lives, only that single solitary continue. There's also no health power-ups. Say what? Yeah, none. The only way for you to get your life back is to score 1,000 points. That's it. And by doing so, you restore 1 bar on your life meter. So you better be killing those enemies and not just skipping them. Yet, there's really not anything good to say about this game. The controls suck, the music sucks, the graphics suck. It's an all-around sucktastic voyage to kill 6 bosses, of which I only got to the 4th before saying fuck it. This game is just plain bad. There's no reason why anyone with a brain, no matter what the size, would want to play this piece of crap. Just stay away. If you need any other reason this game should be avoided, just see what Kirby thinks of it. Final score? 3 out of 10. This is Reaper. Happy fragging.